All right, welcome everybody. Welcome everybody. This is Eric. We are on live. Good to see everybody. Definitely put your comments in the chat. Let me know where you're zooming in from today. See who is here with me. And before my guest arrives, I'm going to share some valuable information with you about building a profitable business on social media. So, if you're on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, wherever you are, just let us know in the comments. Tell us where you are zooming in from. All right. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. So, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Eric F. King, and I'm a sales and leadership coach. So, I help entrepreneurs 2x, 3x, even 10x their sales without being salesy or pushy. And I help them do that through compassion, right? People call me the compassionate closer because I help people actually sell their offers with compassion. And I think that's very important, especially nowadays, right? Nobody wants to be sold. Like everybody wants to buy. People love to buy, but nobody wants to be sold, right? So today we're going to talk about specifically social media, like how to sell on social media, how to make money using social media. Because quite frankly, most people are consumers, right? Most people consume all day. They're scrolling all day. So social media is literally taking money out of their pocket. It's taking up their time, right? And time is our most valuable asset. It's more important than money, right? So I always say that, look, you can consume, but you also want to produce, right? Most of my money comes from social media, even though I have a business where I have speakers that come to my stage and speak, like we it's a physical location. I find all of them online on social media, right? Rebecca, good to see you. Welcome from Las Vegas. So anybody that's here, let me see you, and I'll shout you out. Yeah. So like I said, most of my success has come through social media, and I've taken it very seriously as a producer. If you notice, if you look at my page, you see that every day I produce. Right? There are days that I don't go on social media to consume. Actually, a lot of times I don't do that much, right? But I produce. And when you produce, you're able to build an audience, you're able to monetize, you're able to sell your products, all of that, right? And we're going to talk about that. Good afternoon, Matthew. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right. So I want to start out by just giving you a little bit of a framework here. When you think of building a business on social media, it's important to realize that you can't just sell. Like you can't just go on social media and say, "Hey, um, let's see, I have I have these glasses, okay, and this is how much it is. And if you're interested, click on the link and buy it." Right? Here's the problem with that: people don't see any value in that, right? They don't see that you're not really helping them, so they won't be interested and they won't buy. And then the next day, if you say the same thing, right? Here I am, I have this product to sell. They'll just stop watching your videos. They'll stop liking your posts. They'll just stop connecting with you, right? So that doesn't work. And I see that every day, right? People connect with me every day and they just want to sell their offer. They're like, "Hey, Eric, this is what I'm doing. Click on the link to join my team. Click on the link to buy my product. Click on the link to join. We have a call at 7 p.m. tonight," right? And I ignore all of that. Why? Because they're not giving me any value, right? So the first thing you want to do to build an audience, to build a following, is to build an audience. Okay. And how do you do that? You build an audience by getting people to know, like, and trust you online. Know, like, and trust you. Okay. So let me give you an example. So a few years ago, and by the way, if you have any questions, please put it in the chat. Coral from England, good to see you. Put any questions you have in the chat. Yes. All right. So as I was saying, you have to build a know, like, and trust. And I'll give you an example. So when I started online, probably about 5 years ago, 2019, yeah, about 5 years ago, um, I started doing videos, right? And I created a course. And Actually, before I created a course, I was just doing videos and just giving people free information. And then someone met with me, a lady met with me online, and she said that she wants to buy whatever course I have, so she can learn how to sell online. And I said, well, I don't actually have a course. She said, you don't? I said, no, not really. And then she said, oh, I was ready to buy. I'm like, oh, okay, so I guess I need to create a course. Right? So, okay, so I let her go. Now, I've been teaching sales for a long time, but I actually never had a course, right? So then I created a course, and then fast forward a few months later, a guy met with me on Zoom, and we're talking about, yes, Stock Pack is supposed to be interviewed. I'm waiting for him. Rebecca, thank you. Yes, I'm literally waiting for him. But in the meantime, I'm giving you all some value. Yes, I'm waiting for him. Absolutely. Yeah, he's supposed to be here. So well, let's see. Anyway, either way, you're gonna get a lot of value, Rebecca. Hopefully, I hope everything's okay with him, because he's usually comes for these things. He's usually on time. So anyway, so I met with this guy, and we're talking, and he says, Eric, I really don't have a lot of time, so can you just tell me, how much it is, because I'm ready to buy it. I said, you're ready to buy what? He said your program, whatever program you have, I'm ready to buy it. I said, well, I haven't even told you about it. Like, how do you know you want it? And here's what he said. He said, I've been seeing you online, and I've been getting a lot of free value from you. So whatever it is, I'm ready to buy. He said, I trust you. And that right there told me that that's why it's important to build know, like, and trust, to give people valuable information. Hey, Zion, welcome. Welcome, Zion. To give people valuable information so they get to know you, they get to trust you. And then later, you can sell them your offer. It wasn't a hard sell. Like, he wanted what I had. He didn't even know what I had, right? It was easy, right? So that's the first thing you want to do. Okay, you want to build. So it's if you want to write it down, BES. B stands for build. Okay. Now, um, E stands for engage. You want to engage your audience. Okay. You want to engage your audience. So if people make a comment, right? They say, "Oh, I love that video." Really, what do you love? What do you love about the video, right? So you want to engage people in the comments, and you also want to reciprocate, right? So if someone is liking your post, go on their page, see what posts they have, like theirs too, right? Like, that's another way people like you, right? When they see that you are watching their videos, you are reading their posts as well. So don't just come to take, you have to give. You have to give also, right? So people actually, they feel that, okay, it's a give and take, right? So you want to engage your audience, get to know what their likes are, what their wants are, what they're looking for. A lot of times people have a product, and they just want to sell it. They just want to sell it, but you have to find out what people actually want, what people actually need, before you actually sell your offer. Okay, so you want to engage your audience. Okay, and then the S stands for sell. Now, this is how you sell. You sell like a doctor. How does a doctor sell? Let me tell you. If you were to go to the doctors, you go into the hospital, and you sat there, and the doctor walks in and says, "Hey, you know what? There's this antibiotic that we've been giving patients in the last couple of days, and it's last week, and it's been working like wonders. It's been working. So what we're going to do is that we're going to go ahead and prescribe that to you. Okay, so here you go. Yeah, take that. Get the medicine, and you'll be fine." And walks out. How would you feel? You'll feel like that must be malpractice. They don't even know anything about you. The doctor doesn't even know what's wrong with you. He hasn't checked your vitals, nothing, right? That's how most people sell. Most people, they just meet with someone and say, "Hey, um, this is what I have. Are you interested?" And they're like, "No, not really," because you don't know what they want, right? So selling like a doctor is when you actually find out what their symptoms are, like a doctor would, right? Yeah, right. What are your symptoms? Where's the pain? When did it start? Right? That's what you ask questions like that, right? And then you diagnose, you're like, okay, this is what they need. And then you prescribe the medicine, which is your solution. You recommend, you recommend the medicine that's going to help them to get better. Okay. BES. So that's what I want to start with. That's a great way to start this talk about social media. All right. Let's see here. Okay. All right. So I'll answer this question and then I'll get into other things I want to talk about. So Coral from England says, "What would you say is the best way to share what you do or what you have?" That's a great question. That's a great question. Let me just make sure no one's sending me a message here. Yeah. Okay. The best way to share your information. Well, let me give you different ways because I don't think there's actually a best way. It really depends on you, right? Some people will say, "What's the best platform?" Right? There is no best platform. I know people that are massively successful on Facebook, right? Made millions of dollars on Facebook. I know people that are massively successful on Instagram, made millions of dollars on Instagram. For me, most of my business is on LinkedIn, right? So, it really did. Some people TikTok, right? Right. So, and then some people are really good at creating posts, right? So they'll have an image and then they'll maybe give tips. Like if you go to my page, you'll see what's on my post today, right? I show an image and then I give maybe 5 tips on making a sale, 4 tips on whatever. Like, you can come up with it. And it's easier than you think. You just go online, Google what you do. You can even go to ChatGPT, right? 10 tips, and then just put it in whatever you do, and boom, it comes up, and then talk about it, right? So you can do the still images, or you can do videos. I prefer videos. I do a lot of videos, and the reason I do videos is because when you do videos, people feel like they know you, right? You're talking to a lot of people, but they feel like you're talking to them, right? That's why if you notice my videos, I never say, "Hey guys, how you doing?" I don't. I talk like I'm talking to one person, right? I have something to share with you, right? So I like video. Video is very effective. 80% of the content people consume online are videos. Right now, some people will say, "Well, Eric, I'm too shy or too nervous to do a video." And here's what I would say: stop using that excuse because I used to. That's all I'll say. Like, I mean, honestly, because it separates you from the masses. Remember, when the masses go this way, you want to go this way. That's what the success is. Success isn't doing what everybody does, because then you'll have what everybody has, and most people don't have what they want, right? So you want to start. You want to start doing video. And here's the thing: you don't have to start with lives. You don't have to do a live event like what I'm doing. You can do a recorded one where you can do 20 takes, like if you want, right? Um, but video is powerful. And it doesn't have to be a long video. Most of my videos are 60 seconds or less, right? Just give them some value regarding your industry, regarding what you do. And let me just address this, because a lot of people, they said to me, "Well, I'm not comfortable doing video." So I say, "Okay, so why aren't you comfortable?" So, "Well, what if people don't like me?" I said, "Okay, so what won't they like about you?" "Well, what if, they don't like my voice, or my hair, or my background, or my lighting?" And then this is what I say. Here's what I say. Um, there are two types of people. There are the people, we'll call them A and B. Okay. There's group A. These are the people that like you. They want to see you succeed. They want to learn from you, right? They want to learn. They want to learn from you. They support you, right? Um, they just, everything. When they see you, they don't judge you, right? That's group A. Group A. Okay. And everybody has that. I don't care who you are. There's going to be a group A for you. Okay. And then there's group B. Group B, the people that will criticize you, the people that don't support you, the people that don't want you to win. They don't want you to succeed. They don't want you to be able to make enough money to quit your job. They don't like the way you speak. They don't like the way you look. They don't really like anything about you. Okay. So that's group A, group B, A and B. Guess what? I have group A and B. You all have group A and B. But guess what? Why do we care so much about group B? Group B doesn't care about us. Why would I care about a guy that doesn't care about me? A guy that doesn't want to learn anything from me, a guy that doesn't want to see me succeed. Why would I care about what he has to say? I don't. Every time I do a video, I'm doing it for group A. I'm doing it for the people that want to learn, that want to grow, that want to support my events, that want to, the positive people. That's what I'm doing it for. So the second you decide to cater to group B and not group A, then you know what? You'll be able to do a video anytime, any place. You won't worry about anything. Simple as that. Okay. It's like freedom. I'm free. I can make a joke. I don't, because some people will laugh and some people won't. It doesn't matter. I'm just here. I can be transparent. I can tell you what I want to tell you. I can teach you what I want to tell you. It doesn't matter because I'm only talking to the people that care about what I'm doing, right? Never once do I worry about the people that don't care or don't want to see. And another thing is I don't argue with people online, right? So if I say something, let's say I talk about money and I say, well, money is important for you and you'll have, it'll give you more choices in life. You'll be able to live your full life and help your children and help your family. And then someone says something like, money is not important. You shouldn't talk about that. Now, I'm not going to argue with the guy or the lady. Why would I? I just keep it moving, right? If the message is not for them, it's for other people, right? So don't get into this back and forth online. I've never done that in 5 years, not once. Some people will like what you say and some people won't. Either way, it's okay. It's okay. All right. So I want to share that for those of you that are maybe shy or apprehensive. The only reason that you don't want to do it is because you're worried about what people will think, say, or do. You are worried about what people will think, say, or do. And let me tell you one thing, and I said it to my coaching class yesterday. That is almost a guarantee of failure in business and in life. Guaranteed. If you keep worrying about what people think, say, or do. And let me tell you why. If you worry about what people think or say about you, then you will conform to the norm. You will just do barely what everybody else does. And if you do that, you'll have barely what everybody else has. Because you want everybody to be happy with you and you want to do what they tell you to do, and you won't make much money, unfortunately. Right? You won't fulfill your full potential, unfortunately, because you want to cater to them. And the worst part of it all, after you do all of that and you don't succeed, people are still going to talk about you. You still have people talking about you, right? So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I am here to tell you, I give you permission to be yourself. Okay. Your lighting doesn't have to be perfect. Your background doesn't have to be perfect. My first videos were horrible. They just got better. They just got better. Okay. All right. So let's see. Let me see. Matthew, do you have it? Okay. Okay. Let's see. All right. Okay. How do you keep your content fresh while promoting the same product or service? Oh, I love that question from Coral. Excellent question. By the way, folks, let's see other people. Let's see other people put questions in there. Just start with question. No question is a stupid question or a dumb question. None of that. No judgment here. Okay. So how do you keep it fresh? Well, okay. So I told you initially that I am a sales and leadership coach, and I train people on selling, right? And I have done, I have probably put up more than 500 videos, maybe 600, right? Like hundreds of them are sales videos, but they're different because there are different parts of sales. There are different ways to look at it, right? So you don't want us to say the same thing all the time. Like when I'm doing my videos, some videos are for the novice, the person that just started in sales, right? And I talk about, the mindset, the money mindset, the sales philosophy, right? I talk about that. Some of my videos are for people who they can sell, but they have a problem with overcoming objections. Like when people say, I have to think about it, or I have to talk to my spouse, or it's too expensive. So I do some videos about that, right? Um, some videos are how to put your presentation together, right? The steps, right? How to have a call to action, right? So no matter what industry you're in, you can come up with hundreds of videos, hundreds. Don't convince yourself that there's not enough to talk about. Trust me, there is. It doesn't matter what you do. There's enough. And now it's easier than ever before. Like to find topics, just Google it. You'll find topics. You go to ChatGPT, you'll find 20 topics on your industry. And then when you do that, do another 20, right? So there's always something that you can talk about. The last thing you want to do though is just sell the product, right? So let's say you have this cologne here, right? You don't just want to come here every day and say, Obsession Cologne, this is the best. Click on the link and buy it. You say that every day, nobody will watch your video, right? Sometimes you want to talk about, how it makes you feel, right? How it makes you feel and how you can feel when you actually use this cologne, right? You can talk about how you can attract people. Maybe you want to attract a lady or attract the one. You can talk about that, and then sometimes you can tell stories of people that have attracted their significant other through this cologne, right? So there's so many angles that you can use to say the same thing or to talk about the same product, right? To talk about the same product. And then you can have what we call a call to action. And a call to action is where you tell them what to do in a nice way, right? To share your offer. So I'm going to do one right now. I'm going to do a call to action. All right. So let's see if I can do this here. I want to give you a real example of a call to action so you guys can understand what I am talking about. Okay, so if you look in the chat, I'm about to give you something that can help everybody on this line today. I'm about to give you something that can help you. All right. Over the last, I don't know, more than 5 years anyway, I have been thinking of ways to maybe 15, 20 years to generate leads, to be able to have enough people to talk to, right? Now, sometimes I have more than I can handle. But there was a time when I didn't have enough people to talk to. So I would think of all these ways and I write it down and I made a list of the things that I've done over the years. And I put it all together. I put 100 points down now, 100, right? And I put together this ebook, right? And I was going to sell it, but then I thought, you know what? Let me give it out for free for a while and then start selling it later. So if you want to know if you want to know 100 ways to be able to generate leads, clients, and sales, look in the chat and click on it right now. I just put it in there. Okay. 100 ways. Click on it. It's absolutely free, right? That's called a call to action, right? So a call to action is you're helping people, you're giving them free information. Well, it doesn't have to be free. Sometimes it's paid, but you're giving them information and then they pick it up. And the only reason they pick it up is because you've built know, like, and trust. You notice I didn't start with that, right? I started out with other things and then I gave you the information, right? And then now I'm giving you information, like, I don't know, 10, 15 pages. So now, even if you don't buy anything from me, you're going to learn from it. And you're going to say, wow, I learned something from him, right? That's building the know, like, and trust, right? And that's called a call to action. All right. So let's see. Somebody else asked a question here. Let's see. Somebody asked a question. No, let's see. Oh, how do you get to monetization? Great question. Great question. It's funny. I saw this lady on Instagram today. I won't mention her name, right? Because what I have to say is not that great. But she has over 130,000 followers. 130,000 followers. And in one of her videos, she says she's not making money yet, but she will. And I'm like, wow, how can you have 130,000 followers and you're not making any money? You see, folks, don't focus on followers and likes and hearts. That doesn't look, you can't take that to the grocery store. I need some groceries. I got some hearts. Right? Look, stop focusing on that stuff. Stop focusing on that. Okay. Please. That's not gonna get you where you want to go. It's not the number of people connected to you. It's the number of people that are engaged with you, that are willing to get on a call with you and actually buy your offer, and you make money and you help them achieve their goal or solve their problems, and you make money at the same time. It's a win-win situation, right? So you have to know how to monetize. So that's a great question. So there are two types of monetization. So there's the monetization where you make money from the platform, right? Like YouTube, right? You have a certain number of watch hours and all of that, you get paid. I don't even know about that because I don't get paid with YouTube. Okay, I don't have that many watch hours, right? So you can get paid from the social media platform. That's one way. But another way, which is more lucrative, is to get paid from the offers that you sell, that you promote on your social media. Let me give you an example. All right. So I do a lot of free videos. I do events like this, which is free. I give you free ebooks. I have all of that. But I also have paid. I have paid products, right? I have a course. I have a coaching program for people that want to become better at sales. Okay, I'll put information in the chat about that later for those of you that are interested. But I have a coaching program, right? So they pay for that. For those of you that follow me, you may know that I also run events, live studio events for coaches, course creators, authors, speakers, people that want to gain more visibility, more credibility, more authority by speaking on a stage, and with those big, large Zooms, like the Anthony Robbins kind of stages, right? I do that, and it's a live event in North Carolina. Actually, we have one coming up next week on Monday. So, if you want information, just DM me. But I do that too, right? Um, and and I'll charge for that. It's not cheap, right? Right. So yeah, people say, Eric, I have a lot to say, but I don't have any money. Well, then my stage is not the place for you, right? Because you got to pay to be on my stage, right? So I have offers, right, that people buy, right? Some low ticket, right? Some higher ticket, right? Um, and I'm able to make money from this, and this is how I make my livelihood, right? This is how I pay for my son's college. This is how I travel around the world, right? Through the offers, right? So you monetize by, number one, giving value to people online, right? Okay, so give you an example. So today I'm supposed to interview Terrell, right? He's not here. I don't know what happened, what happened, but I'm still giving you value. I'm still giving you value, right? So that's my goal. My goal is to give you so much value that you want to come back and get more, right? To give you so much value that you want to come back and get more. And then for those of you that want to go further, right? That want to go further, maybe you want to get my course or you want to get in my coaching program, I give you an opportunity for that, right? So that's how you monetize. You start by building the know, like, and trust, building the audience, giving them value, having a call to action, and then some people will be interested in your offer. And then some people may be interested in a $27 offer. Some people are interested in a $2,700 offer. And then some people may be interested in a $27,000 offer, right? The coaches that I have hired over the years, I've hired a coach to help me with online marketing, a coach to help me with creating events, video marketing. I've hired a lot of coaches, and I spent tens and tens of thousands, actually more than that, probably hundreds of thousands now. But and all of them I met online. Actually, when I think about it, all the coaches I've hired, I've never met in person. Wow. I just thought about that. Every single coach that I have hired, that I've paid, I've never met any of them in person. It's all been online. Wow. I just I I just realized that. And I've paid, like I said, well over 100,000, right? So, you know, I paid that and I never, it was online, right? But the reason I was able to, because I saw them, I believed in what they were doing, I trusted them, right? I got some information before they sold me on anything, before I was sold on anything. And then I decided, you know what? I'm going to spend money to get more value. And what I spent, it pales in comparison to what I've made. In other words, I made way more than I've spent, basically, right? So it's important to invest. Okay, so that's how I would answer your question. Great question, Matthew. All right, let's see another question here from Coral. All right, I'm gonna give you guys a challenge. Who can ask a question? Okay, we got Carl is doing a great job. But who can ask a question? I want to shout you out because I know you can do it. So there's somebody here listening right now. He's like, "Oh, I have this question. I don't know if I should ask it." Ask it. Put it in the chat, okay? And I'm going to check here because I don't know. Maybe I'm not seeing all of them over here. So in the meantime, Carl, I'm going to ask you answer your question here. Let me put it up here. Does storytelling help with selling a product or service? Oh, wow. That's a great question, Carl. In a word, yes, storytelling helps. In fact, storytelling is one of the most effective ways to get your message across. So let me talk about that a little bit. The power of storytelling. All right. So people buy off emotion, but justify it with logic. People buy off emotion, but justify it with logic. If you go to a car dealership and you want to buy a car, you see a nice car, you love the color, you love how sleek it looks, right? You're sitting in it, you take it on a test drive, you love how it feels on your back, right? And then you're driving down the street. Maybe it has a sunroof and you love how it feels. And you start imagining yourself going to work and going to school, or going somewhere in the car. And in your mind, you're like, I need to buy this car. And then you get back to the dealership. And now you wanted to buy a car where you're paying maybe $300 a month. And they do the math and it's $550 a month. And you start saying, well, you know, I'll stop going to Starbucks. I'll save some money there. And it's worth it because I need to treat myself. And you start coming up with all these reasons why you need to buy the car, right? And then you buy the car. So in your mind, you're logically buying the car, but really you bought it off emotion, right? People buy off emotion. And there's nothing that will get to that emotional state than stories. Nothing. Nothing. Right? Nothing. So if, let's say, you are in health and wellness, let's say you sell a product to people to help them lose weight. Maybe you can help people lose 20 pounds in 4 months or something like that, right? Now, if you meet with people and you say, hey, this product I have here, it's incredible. It can help you lose 20 pounds in 4 months and you'll feel good. You'll feel great. It's only, I don't know, $300. Are you interested? This is what most people will say. Well, it looks good, but I think I saw a better deal somewhere else. Another guy had it for like 250, right? Or they say, well, I looked at the ingredients and I saw something a little better than that, right? So then you're like arguing. Have you ever been on a call where you're like arguing with the person? But if you had just told a story or two or three, right? So you find out about your client or your potential client, and you find out that your client is overweight. They're not able to play with their kids anymore because they get tired, right? And they can't fit into their old clothes, right? And then you say, you know what, Mr. Customer, you remind me of one of my clients. She was in your situation. She was about 65 pounds overweight, and she couldn't play with her kids, and she got on my program. And would you believe, in 3 months, She lost 22 pounds. And now she can fit into her old clothes and she can play with her kids. She told me, she actually sent me a message and said, I changed her life. It just feels so good to be able to help people. Now the guy's like, wow, I want that. I want that story. Sign me up. Right? They may not say it like that, but in their mind, they're like, sign me up, right? Stories are indisputable. They can't argue with your story. It's an emotional high, and they're like, oh, I want to do this. And it's not manipulation or anything, because some people say, well, are you manipulating people? No, you're basically telling them how they're gonna feel when they get your offer. If you don't do that, how else are you gonna get them to understand, right? So that's a great question. Stories are powerful. Another thing about stories is stories are um they're relatable. They're relatable. I have a client. I have a client who she 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 helps people that are 50 years and over start creating videos on YouTube and then monetizing, like I was talking about, right? So I asked her, I said, well, how do you get people 50 and above to start doing video? It's hard because most people 50 and above, they didn't grow up doing video, right? Like, I remember, the days before internet, uh, before social media, right? So a lot of people, once they get to that age, they're like, that's not for me. So how do you do that? She said, it's easy, Eric. I show them YouTube pages of my clients that are in their 60s and some of them on their 70s, and they're doing videos and they're making money. And when they see that, they're like, oh, I can do that. You see, stories are relatable. They're relatable. People can relate to you. That's why you always want to share your story, right? Always want to share your story. Don't think that your story doesn't matter. It matters. It matters. And don't when you're sharing information online, don't feel that everybody has to want what you have. I don't want everybody to want what I have. I can't handle that many clients, right? You will attract the right people and you will repel the right people or the right people. You'll repel the wrong people, right? You'll attract the right people and repel the wrong people. It's okay. It's okay. No, it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody, right? Some people will get on your call and won't like you and drop off. It's okay. It's okay, right? So, just to, call, as you said, as you asked about the stories, stories are powerful. Stories are powerful. Stories are also inspirational, right? I had a client once where she never made more she never made more than $50,000 in a year. And she told me that her parents never made more than 50,000. Her grandparents never made more than 50,000. None of her friends ever made more than 50,000. So she doesn't believe she can make more than 50,000. So guess what I did? I found examples of people in her industry making well over 100,000. Some of them making 200,000. Some of them making 250,000. And I told her that your past doesn't equal your future. It doesn't matter what you did in the past, right? And I got her to focus in on the opportunities by giving her multiple stories. And in the next 6 months, she made over $100,000 because I changed her mindset with stories, right? So stories are powerful, absolutely powerful. Yes, yes, Matthew, relatable. Absolutely. Great question. Great question. So let's go to another question here. All right. So who's going to take me up on my offer? Who's going to ask a question? All right. I want to see. Oh, I think someone asked a question. Oh, yes. Petra, you asked a question. Thank you. All right. There we go. Petra, I hope that's how to pronounce your name. Is it possible to sell a course without a website based on your approach and opinion? Please. Absolutely. Look, do you know? Look, I think my first $50,000 or something, I didn't have a website or more because a website is not what sells. A website doesn't sell your offer. Did you know that? You sell your offer, and not a website. So, all you need to sell is you need a checkout page, which is basically a link where they click it, they put in their credit card, and you make money. That's what you need. You don't need a website. It's what's more important than a website is you sharing your information and then having a landing page. A landing page basically click on this to get and see information. Like when I put that ebook in here and I put it in there and you clicked on it, that's not a website, right? I have a lot of ebooks, right? So you don't even need a website to make money. In fact, a website could hurt your chances of making money. Let me give you an example. I'm not saying don't have a website. All I'm saying is don't let a website handicap you where you can't even do, like, where you think the website is going to make you money. I had a client who had an offer that was, I think it was 3,000 or 3,500. And she has a beautiful website. And she put this is how much it is, and she give a list of everything you get for that price and everything. So it's a beautiful website. And I asked her, I said, I'm going to ask you a question, and can you be honest with me? She said, yeah. I said, how long have you had that website up with that $3,500 on there? She said, about 2 years. I said, I'm going to ask you a question. Will you be honest with me? She said, I will. How many people clicked on that website and paid $3,500 without talking to you? She said, nobody. Right? So what she needed was a way to get people interested so she can meet with them, and then she can sell them and persuade them to buy her offer because it benefits them. And that's what I helped her to do. And that's how she started making money. Right. So the website alone is not actually what sells. It's good to have one. I guess it shows some credibility that you have a website, but you know, everything that I actually sell, none of it is on my website. Which is so funny, right? My website, successwitheric.com, you can't buy anything on there. You see some things. I mean, you may see some testimonials, but you can't actually buy. You have to meet with me, right? So yeah, I mean, unless you're selling Coca-Cola and everybody knows what it is and they know how it tastes. But yeah, website, you can definitely make money without a website. Absolutely, no doubt, you can make a lot of money without a website. I was at an event. This lady did. She was one of my coaches. She I forgot how I found her. I think I found her online somewhere. I clicked on the link. It talked about an event. Okay, I put in my information. Boom, I'm in the event. She presented her offer. Her offer was $15,000. Okay, it included learning how to speak on stage, all kinds of stuff. $15,000. I took out my credit card and I paid her. I never saw her website. I don't even know if she has one. Right? I don't even know if she has one. She never talked about a website. I was in her coaching program for 8 months. She never talked about a website. Never, not once. Right. So I think sometimes we focus on the wrong things because we hear everybody talking about it. So we're like, we got to do it. You can have a website, but don't spend a whole lot of time on the website. The website should just have enough information to pique curiosity so people will want to talk to you and meet with you. And then you learn how to sell. Okay. So that's what I would advise you with concerning the website. Okay, hold on one second. Um, okay. Yeah, so let's see if they have any other questions. These are great questions though. Appreciate it. Great questions. Um, let's see. Let's see. Did anybody else? Everyone wants to hear my story, but people want to hear it for free. I like that. Is it Shelly? Everybody wants to hear my story, but people want to hear it for free. Yeah. Well, you start with the free story, but then you get into your paid stuff. I have a story too. Like people love my story, but yeah, you still want to have the paid offers, right? I mean, you can have a free offer, but if you want a real business, that's not a hobby, then at some point you have to start charging, right? You have to start charging. Okay. Okay. So here's one thing I'm gonna do for you guys. I'm gonna do something for you guys that are on the call right now. Um, okay. So I just put it in the chat here. Meetwithericf.com. If you want to be able to start selling more, actually start making more money, and you want some advice on it, I can give you some advice. Now, I do have a coaching program. I will say I do have a coaching program. It just started this week. If you are interested in learning more, just click on the link. You can learn more. In fact, if you book a call, you'll get a video about the training and everything before you even meet with me. So you'll be able to see it. So, I mean, and this call, obviously I'll give you sales tips and everything. But then if you want to take it to another level and you want to join our class, and actually learn everything that I know. Basically, I teach you everything that I know. I basically teach you. Then click on that. It's meetwithericf.com. Meetwithericf.com. Book a call there. All right. Book a call there. All right. So let's see. But Shelly, that was funny. I like that. All right. So who else has a question here? Thank you, Carl. I love it. She says she's learning from the best of the best. Yes, I appreciate that, Carl. I appreciate you. By the way, Carl is an incredible life coach, Christian life coach for all you Christian women out there that want to meet with somebody that help you hear the voice of God. She is one of the best, Carl. So connect with Carl, okay? She actually spoke on my stage in DC. She flew in from Europe. She actually flew in and she spoke on my stage. Incredible speech. People are still talking about it, right? So, for all of you that, like I said, women that want to hear the voice of God, contact Carl. You'll be glad you did. All right, so let's see if there's any other question. Okay. Petra asked another question. Oh, yeah, you're doing well, Petra. Appreciate you. You're helping people. That's good. You're helping yourself and you're helping people, other people. Okay. So Petra says, hold on one second. Let me just check something real quick. Let me check something. Okay. Nothing. Okay, that's fine. We keep moving. Keep moving. All right. So her question is how to get to a wealthy mindset from your point of perspective. Oh my goodness. I can talk for hours on this. I can talk for hours. I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you out. One of the reasons why most people, hi Zion, I see you, Mr. Positivity. Thank you. Appreciate you. I appreciate you, man. The most positive guy you'll ever meet, Zion. If you feel bad about anything, you're just depressed, connect with Zion. Connect with him. He's the best in the world at getting people to see positivity in their lives. All right, how to get to a wealthy mindset. Here's the deal. Here's the deal. First of all, you have to unlearn certain things. Some people believe that money is the root of all evil, right? Some people believe, I think there's a passage in the Bible that it's easier for a camel to walk through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to go to heaven. For you scholars, for you biblical scholars, tell me if I'm right. Coral, Zion, tell me if I'm right. But something like that, right? Right? So people think it's a bad thing to make money. It's a bad thing to be rich. It's a bad thing to be wealthy. And quite frankly, the reason why a lot of people think that way is because they don't know how to be wealthy. So they just feel it's easier just to say money is not that important anyway. So it doesn't matter if I make money or not. I just want to help people. I just want to be healthy. I just want to, I just want to love my fellow neighbor. Let me tell you something. Wealth being healthy and helping people, they're not mutually exclusive. In other words, it's not like if you're rich, you can't be healthy. Or if you're rich, you can't have great relationships. You can have it all. You can have it all, right? So I want you to take that out of your mind. I don't know if you think like that, Petra. I'm not picking on you. But for all of you on this line today, give yourself permission to have an abundant mindset that, you can have whatever you want in life, especially nowadays. Oh my God, there's no excuse anymore, right? I want you to have an abundant mindset, right? Because look, the only thing separating you from where you are to having the kind of money you really want, I mean, living in the house you want to live in. I mean, driving the car you really want to drive, sending your kids to the schools you really want to send them, living the lifestyle you really want to live. You know what it is? Number one is your mindset. And number two is having a product or a service that helps enough people to generate that much money for you to do whatever you want. You help a few, you'll make money accordingly, right? You help a lot, you'll make more money, a lot of money. You help the masses, you'll make a fortune, right? Money comes from serving people. So my son needed something for school, and he said, he needs something for school for the next day. And I said, well, you should have told me before. I mean, it's too late now. He said, no, Dad, it's not too late. I said, well, it's like it's like 7 p.m. You're going to be in school tomorrow morning. He said, it's not too late. He said, because if we go on Amazon, we can buy it. And I see it right here. We can get it by 8 o'clock. So we did it. He got it and went to school. Here's my point. The guy that made that happen, Jeff Bezos, he went from having an office that was as small as my room here for the whole of Amazon to building one of the most successful companies in the world because he helped people. He helped me get that product for my son for the next day. He helps the masses. That's how I became the richest man in the world, right? So all you need, and I know that's extreme, but all you need is a service or a product, something to offer people, and then learn how to sell it. And you too can live the life you want. That's all that's stopping you. Forget about the job, forget about the degree, because the degree limits how much you make, right? It's good. Don't get me wrong. I have 2 degrees, so I'm not saying don't go to school. But it actually limits what you make, right? Someone told me, he said, Eric, I don't understand how you can be comfortable every month not knowing how much money you'll make that month. And I said to him, I don't understand how you can be comfortable knowing exactly what you're limited to every single month. So we just see things differently, right? We see things differently, right? So, so that's what I talk about, the money mindset. That's one of the things we talk about in our coaching, right? If you're interested, like I said, just click on the link there, meetwithericf.com. And yeah, it starts with your mind. And I'll tell you, speaking of stories, Carl, it all started for me when I was in my 20s. I was, they say broke as a joke. I was broke as a joke. I had a car, old beat up car. It used to leak oil everywhere. Like the oil followed me, right? I used to leak oil, right? Oh, thank you. Yes, Mark 1025. Thank you. I appreciate that call. She looked it up, right? It used to leak oil all over the place. I was so broke that if I heard something in the car, the engine or something, I never checked it out because I knew that I would have to take it to the mechanic, and I didn't have money for the mechanic, so I just let it make noise. So my car was making all kinds of noises. The lights were all up, all these lights, right? I was so broke. I went to the mailbox once, and I saw a bill. Like already, they were about to take the light, the gas, and it was really bad. And I saw a bill for another bill. And I started hyperventilating. I started really like, being broke is not good for your health, y'all. It's not good for your health. I started hyperventilating. And then a good friend of mine said, Eric, I'm going to this event. It's in Texas. And there are a lot of people there that are living a great life. They're making more than they can imagine. They live in nice houses. They're driving nice cars, and obviously everything they do is legal and everything, but they're just living differently than most people. So I want to invite you, because you're my friend. and I want to invite you to come see what's going on. And the first thing I said, because I have a broke mindset, I said, hey, I don't have money, so I can't go. And he said, how long would you like that to be the case? How long would you like that to be the case? And I said, look, I just don't have the money. He said, yeah, I understand. But if you keep saying that, you'll be broke for the rest of your life. What you do is you find the money to go so you can be around the people that are making the money that you want to make. And when you do that, then you start making the money, then you get yourself out of that situation, then you'll never have to say you don't have money again. I said, wow, that makes sense. So I borrowed the money. And I went to that event in Dallas, Texas. And I'm sitting there and I'm hearing these speakers. They talk about personal development. I didn't know what personal development meant. For things to change, you have to change. I remember that. Don't pray for less problems, pray for more skills. Oh, I remember him saying that. I never thought of it that way. I just thought things were happening to me. I just thought my circumstances dictated my life and my outcomes, but it wasn't my circumstance, it was my mindset. Don't wish for less challenges. Wish for more wisdom, because you can't grow without a challenge. When I heard that, I said, man, I can change everything. I started to read books like Think and Grow Rich, right? How to Win Friends and Influence People. I started working for a company, and I started to learn sales. I started to learn how to sell with compassion. I used to watch a lot of basketball. So on a weekend, I would watch 3 basketball games, NBA, which is 2.5 hours each, because you got the pregame, the game, the postgame. So I'd watch basketball for 7.5 hours every Saturday with my friends. My friends would say, hey, Eric, let's go watch basketball. I said, no, that's a waste of time. I got things to do. And they're like, that's weird. And I started reading books. I started working on myself. I started learning how to sell. I started learning how to prospect. And then I started making money. I started making more money than my friends. Now, I lost some friends because some friends can't handle that, right? When your success comes. But it changed my life. It changed my perspective on everything. And because of that, my family benefits, my friends benefit. Even look, I don't have any grandchildren, but my grandchildren will benefit from my mindset. Isn't that incredible? Right? So that's how I started, right? So for all of you on this line today, if you've never been one to delve into personal development, or to if what I'm saying sounds weird, then you need it. That means you need it, right? You need this information. It's not your circumstances that dictate your future, which means it doesn't matter if you come from a broke family. People say, well, Eric, I come from a poor family. Then you create a rich family. That's no excuse, right? That's no excuse. Well, you don't understand, like Eric, I don't have a degree. That's not an excuse. There are billionaires with no degree. People leave school to become billionaires now, right? That's not an excuse, right? Like, there's really no excuse, folks. What I'll suggest is keep coming to these events, keep learning, keep growing, right? Whether you book a call, meet with me, buy things from me, it doesn't matter. I want to see you win. If you're on this call today, or if you're watching on the replay, I want to see you win in life. I want you to be a testimonial. I want you to be able to say, you know what, I heard Eric F. King one day, and he said something that led me on a path to changing my life. That's what I want. I want you to be able to send me a message one day and say, that's what I got from you today. All right. So we're going to wrap up. I've been here for about an hour. Appreciate all of you. I hope Terrell's okay. I sent him a message. I couldn't find. Oh yeah. Okay. So he did send me a message. Yeah. He had a family emergency, but at least he's okay. So anyway, I'm still gonna get him. I'm gonna get him to speak to you. We'll set up another one. We'll set up another one of these. So I appreciate all of you being here. Keep coming back. Congratulations on being here. You could have been anywhere. If you're watching on the replay, you could have been doing anything, but you are learning today. You are growing, right? And for those of you that want more information, I'm gonna put information in the chat. If you want to pick up my free ebook, like I said, 100 ways to get more leads, sales, make money basically. And it doesn't matter what industry you're in. So you could be an entrepreneur, as long as you're an entrepreneur, I think. Yeah, you have to be an entrepreneur, right? So it doesn't matter what you sell. I don't care, right? But you can benefit from it. 100 ways, absolutely free. Pick it up, right? For those of you that have heard about my stage, that are thinking about maybe speaking on my stage, if you go on my page, you'll see that. You can learn more. Go to studiospeaking.com. Okay, studiospeaking.com. I'll put it in the chat here. That's if you're interested. It's not for everybody. Not everybody wants to speak on a stage, and I understand. But it's for people that want it, right? People that want it, right? So you are welcome, Shelly. You're welcome. Where I appreciate you for being on. Thank you, Matthew, all of you, Zion, Call, all of you that came on, tuning in. Appreciate the support. And I will see you. Now, by the way, like I said, we do have an event, a studio event on Monday. So look on my page, you'll find it. Click on it and get a ticket. It's free. All right. Appreciate all of you. And we will see you at the next live or next event. All right. It's been a plum pleasing pleasure to be here with you today. Bye-bye.